Talking to head coach Joe Moorhead, and coach, just reviewing that Bowling Green game, you were behind most of the game, 7-0, 7-3, 10-7. You kept battling and probably played your best football this season in that third and fourth quarter Saturday at InfoCision Stadium.
Yeah, the kids kept playing with great effort. Kept chipping away. There was some opportunities there for us to kind of capture the momentum and keep it, and obviously a chance to tie it on the last drive, and we weren't able to do it. So definitely like how hard they played. Need to do a better job coaching, a better job executing, and like I said, these one-score games in the fourth quarter, we got to figure out a way to close them out.
Quarterback Ben Finley, you brought him in and finally saw what he can do, and he's got some time. He was 21 of 32, 206 yards, and that's the way you envision him playing the rest of the way.
Yeah, and he's done a nice job throughout the course of the season. As you mentioned, better protection. We did we were more effective and explosive running the football, which helps out the passing game, and he was able to stay settled in the pocket. We were able to get some guys open, and had our most explosive plays, running it and throwing it, and we have all season.
Coach, had you have scored on that final drive, would you have gone for two?
You kind of go through those scenarios in fall camp when you do your 2-minute drills. Had a pair of 2-point plays that I really liked. So I had not made that decision. I had two that I liked, and it was going to kind of make it hopefully after we scored.
Talk about how you guys finally established a little bit of a running game against Fiji. This is the second time this year you guys have gone over 100 yards in a game.
Yeah, and had Jordan, I think, with 75 on 9 carries. Ben was able to create some positive yards with his feet, and I think that's what happens when you're able to utilize the quarterback in the run game. Teams that are crowding the line of scrimmage and outnumbering you, when you're able to use the quarterback by design, it evens it out a little bit. And so we're utilizing runs that are trying to stretch the width of the field and create some running lanes, and we were able to do that somewhat successfully on Saturday.
Is there any update on the condition of Bennett Adler?
I'm going to meet with sports medicine here at 2:30, and I'll get an update.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You had more explosive plays against Bowling Green than you had all year. Was that just because of the design, the schemes you came up with, or just took advantage of what they were showing you?
I think a little bit of both. 5 runs of 12 or more, 8 passes of 15 or more. You shoot for 16% of your total plays, and I think we hit 24. And as we continue to really improve in all 3 units on a weekly basis, and I think get better as a team. That's quite frankly part of the challenge of our current landscape of college football, where you're not getting the same guys back year after year after year, where you're building the program and you're building the culture, and guys are familiar with the message. When 50% of your team or more is new every year, it's like drawing a picture on an Etch-a-Sketch, erasing it, and you got to draw it again. So that is the challenge, that when you talk program building and culture and things like that, and half your team is new, it's a challenge to kind of build when you're dealing with new parts every year.
Now you've got to go to Western Michigan, a team that looks like on paper they can score a lot of points. They're coming off a big 45-42 win at Ball State. Big quarterback, explosive running back.
Yeah, Coach Taylor does an excellent job. With the entire team. You mentioned the Wolf, the running back from Oklahoma State, big, strong, physical offensive line. 59, a 45. I think they had 21 maybe versus Marshall. Not so much versus Wisconsin and Ohio State, but not a lot of people scored on those guys. So it'll be a big challenge across the board against a very talented, well-coached football team.
To reflect just last weekend with the 2005 team coming back, did they get to interact with the guys that are on the team right now?
They did not. A lot of those guys came in on Friday for the induction ceremony, and it was texting with Hicks, and always neat to see a guy who you coached and maintained a relationship with. After he graduated, attended his wedding. He came down to see me in Mississippi and visited with us down there. And if you know Dominic, he's one of not just a great football player, but truly a wonderful human being. So anytime a person that is not just good at football, but is good at life, can be rewarded with an induction to the Hall of Fame, that's always nice to see.
And then will there be trying to build your culture, trying to get guys to come back who have been successful here at Akron?
Yeah, hopefully, and part of that is, continuing to, guys want to be around when you're doing well. So, part of the challenge is, a lot of the guys who were here didn't experience success when they were players, and right now we're, in the process of trying to build something that can sustain success, not just do it once every 10 or 15 years how it's been done here. So that's part of the challenge when guys have gone through the program and haven't had success and it's not necessarily going great currently to give them something to be excited about, for which to be excited.